What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today I have a, not really an unboxing for you guys because it was kind of already unboxed, but more like a first impressions, semi-unboxing type of video of the newly released OnePlus 7 Pro. Let's get right into it. So the last phone I had was actually a OnePlus 6T, 128 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. Awesome phone, no complaints, no slowdowns, nothing really wrong with the phone. It was all around just a great phone, especially for that price. My god, I think it was like $500 and something, and you get like close to like top tier specs, so it was ridiculous. So I planned on holding on to that phone until like the 7T was gonna come out, but then as soon as I saw that 7 Pro, man, with that pop-up camera and everything like that, I had to get one. So I ended up going down to my local T-Mobile store and I actually ordered the 7 Pro Nebula Blue. But after I ordered it, it turns out that I wasn't going to actually receive the phone until sometime at the end of next month. So I wasn't going to go ahead and wait that long. So I decided to just get the mirror gray version. And the phone's actually already unboxed because they set it up right there for me. And here it is right here. Let me go ahead and unlock for you. There's the phone right there. Let me go ahead and zoom in for you guys right here. So here is the phone itself. I got myself a little Black Panther background right there. It looks super nice. And check that out. Oh my god, that 90 hertz refresh rate. Geez, spoiling me already. Come on now. Now when you get this phone, just a heads up, remember that the OnePlus phones actually come with a case already in the box. So you don't really have to go out and buy yourself a case unless you don't want the see-through one that comes with it. I'm perfectly fine with it actually. But yeah, other than that, it comes with one. Now usually the OnePlus phones actually come with screen protector already on. This one didn't for some reason, so it's kind of like nerve-wracking to hold it like without a case really. But I do plan on getting a screen protector, just not right now though. T-Mobile was trying to sell me one for like 20 bucks and I couldn't really afford that, so hello Amazon. So here is the way that the phone looks from the back. And don't worry, I'm going to give you guys like another view of it, the way it looks and everything like that. And I gotta say, when this phone, the back of this phone hits the light, it looks so like, it's just a beautiful looking phone, definitely. Like it has like this weird shade of like purplish kind of, depending on like the lighting situation. And it's called mirror gray, but it's more like mirror purple or something like that, grayish purple. Super nice looking phone, definitely very sleek. And if you could feel like it definitely feels like a premium device. Like it reminds me somewhat, not as heavy but close to it, when I had my Note 8, my Galaxy Note 8. Kind of resembles the body a little bit, just a little bit, the way like the screen curves around the edges and stuff like that. But man, this it feels a lot different than the 6T, definitely. So right now I'm going to go over a couple like the main specs about the phone real quick, what's on the box at least, and then I'll go into like a little bit more detail, other stuff about it. So it's 4G LTE compatible, Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, so speed is no worry with this phone, definitely. Let's see, optic AMOLED 6.67, yeah, it might as well be a 7-inch. I mean, come on now. I mean, it might as well be 6.7 inches. But an optic AMOLED 6.67-inch 2K display. This is OnePlus's very first 2K display, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's such a nice looking display. And the fact that it's AMOLED, and the biggest like thing about the display, it's a 90 hertz refresh rate display. 90 freaking hertz. That means buttery smooth as while you're scrolling through like web browsers or Twitter or Facebook or whatever, stuff like that. And I believe through gaming, at least from what I experienced, such a nice display. Actually, hands down, this is probably the best display I've ever used on a smartphone, period. And I had the Note 8, I messed with the S10. I experimented with a lot of different phones, especially like whenever I go to like my local Best Buy and stuff like that. And this, hands down, is definitely my favorite display for a smartphone. Let me go back to reading this. Like I said, optic AMOLED 6.7-inch 2K display, and camera on the back, a 48 megapixel camera. Then you have an 8 megapixel and then a 16 megapixel triple camera setup on the back right there. 48 megapixels, holy crap. And I've taken a few sample pictures, like you guys could see like right here. Really nice looking shots. Like, I've never owned a Google Pixel 3, and I've heard that it has like the best camera for like still photos that you're gonna get on a smartphone. I never had one, so I can't really say like compare from this to that one. But the camera on this phone is so freaking good. No complaints whatsoever. I'm usually really picky about the cameras on my smartphone, but ever since I got like my Lumix G7 camera, I never really paid attention. It's never been that big of a deal anymore for me. But it still matters to me, especially when I don't carry my camera around. I want to take a picture or video or something. My phone has to be able to get the job done pretty well. And this definitely does it more than pretty well. So video recording, this actually is able to do 4K at 60 frames per second, also at 30 frames. It can do 1080p at 60, also at 30, and then 720p as well. Also, the aperture for this lens is 1.6, just to let you guys know. It also has dual optical image stabilization as well, which is great for like everyday vlogging if that's what you plan on doing with this phone also. Okay, so here is video recording with the front-facing camera with good natural lighting right now. No studio lights or anything like that. And this is recording 1080p, 30 frames per second. The camera is also able to do some ultra-wide pictures as well as wide angle. And don't worry, it definitely has a portrait mode for all those people that like taking their selfies. And a night mode for your camera. So late at night, you would see something beautiful you want to take a picture of, you're good to go with the Oneplus 7 Pro. Now let's talk about one of my favorite features is this pop-up camera right here. Check this out here. You guys ready? You ready for this? Ready for the magic? Here we go. Look at that. How freaking cool is that? And then it just goes right back down. One more time. Bloop. How freaking cool is that? And oh my gosh, the facial lock. Oh my gosh, so quick and snappy. Watch. I do that. Look at it. Instantly. It's like let me go ahead and turn around for you guys. You guys can see the phone right there. Okay, watch. Freaking instant. That was so freaking snappy, like no problem whatsoever. One time. What? And if you're scared about dropping this while the camera's like open, it auto detects when it's like in a free fall, like when let's say I have the camera open like right now, and then right now it's open. You see, camera's right there. Now watch as I drop it. Before it, like right when it hit my hand, that's when the camera automatically went in. So if you think about it, if I dropped it from that height before it hit the floor, the camera, the pop-up camera would have been okay. Now, the pop-up camera is a 16 megapixel camera with an aperture of 2.0 auto HDR, and it's able to record at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And the pictures come out really great. I actually like the way these pictures come out. Again, I'm not really too much of an expert when it comes to like pictures and like judging from like the contrast and stuff like that, or the lighting and stuff like that. I mean, I know how to take a good picture of like different like objects I see and stuff like that, but I'm not really picky too much. Now when I'm editing a photo, that's when I'm usually picky about like how, like if there's too much exposure or the white balance is off or something like that. But anyway, point is, these cameras are definitely gonna get the job done and you will be satisfied. Now, headphone jack. Does this have one? No. And the box, did it come with a dongle like the 6T? No. So I suggest you, if you have a 6T and you still have the dongle, keep the dongle and trade in the phone or sell the phone to a friend or something like that. You're gonna need it then if you like using wired headphones. If not, like if you're like me, I have Bluetooth true wireless earbuds, so I'm pretty much good to go. So let's continue reading on the box right here. It also has fast charging compatibility. Now it has something Now for the charging, it's something called warp charging, where you can get about, where it says you'll be good to go in about 20 minutes. Now it is very fast. I actually my phone was at 1%. I plugged it in, and in about 10 minutes or less, it was already at 30%. It's ridiculously fast. You leave your phone for about 20 minutes charging, even 10 minutes charging, I think you'll be good to go. As long as you're not an extreme heavy like user of your phone, like you're gonna be watching YouTube videos majority of the time, then you might want to charge a little bit longer. Just remember, you guys, this is a first impression. This is not something like, this is not my full review or anything like that. I just had this phone for a day, and so far I'm like a little kid with a brand new toy. I've been using this thing all day, been playing with it, messing around with this, trying like videos and games on and stuff like that. Oh, here's a charger right here. The brick is actually a little bit bigger than the previous one. I think it's either bigger or it's just a different shape. And right there you can see it says warp charge right there. So freaking love that it's warp charge and it's really quick when charging, because sometimes like I forget to charge my phone and I have to head out in like maybe like 5 minutes, something like that. Gives me just enough battery where I can get through like part of the day and then come back with some battery left over. So storage wise, this version is the 256 gig with 8 gigs of RAM. Now I was going to get the 128 gig, but for some reason T-Mobile didn't have that, so I ended up getting the 256 gig, which I don't really see myself using all that storage, but it doesn't hurt at all having all that storage, because now I'm starting to like purchase movies like on Google Play Store, and I like having them downloaded, not running through the data. So that takes up some storage. Also play like a lot of mobile games on here, so that takes up some storage as well. And I especially take a lot of like pictures and videos. So 256 gigs, it's actually good for me, if anything. And 8 gigs of RAM, there's also a 12 gig version. I don't really see the need of having like 12 gigs of RAM on a smartphone unless like that's your only device that you rely on everything with. If you're like a big business person and you have like all these different applications that you're running through, or if you're a big YouTuber, you are like managing your YouTube channel with like different social media and stuff like that, then I guess 12 gigs of RAM it would be good for you if you're going to be running that many applications. But if you're just, you know, an average everyday user, 8 gigs of RAM, it's more than enough, especially for me. It's 8 gigs of RAM. I don't see myself opening that many programs in the background that I need to have more than 8 gigs of RAM. And it's also very snappy. Oh my gosh, like opening up games for this thing, very snappy. It doesn't skip a beat at all. So right out the box, I'm not sure if I said this is running Oxygen OS Android 9.0 right out the box. And for me, it basically seems like it's just stock Android, like with some T-Mobile bloatware on there, but what, like 3 T-Mobile apps on here, or 4? Yeah, like 4 T-Mobile apps, nothing crazy. And with OnePlus, they got a full like 2 apps on here of theirs. It's nothing crazy. If anything, it is like full stock Android, so no issues whatsoever. It still has the dark mode and light mode for those who like their, you know, like keeping things like night mode, or I mean dark mode, like dark theme. Like me, I like having everything like a dark theme, especially like on my computer with YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I prefer. You can also change the refresh rate of the phone itself, so you can put it from 90 to 60. I'd rather keep it on 90, of course, but I believe that still affects the battery. You can also adjust the resolution of the phone. So right now it's on auto switch to the appropriate resolution automatically. You also have QHD display and you have FHD plus display. It also has video enhancer as well. I usually keep that on, and ambient display. So on the screen calibration menu, your options are vivid, natural, advanced. Once you click advanced, you can pretty much adjust everything to the way you want the colors to look. So for example, you can click on, I have right now mine on sRGB, so I can adjust it to more cold or warm. I usually keep it slightly more on the warm for me. And you also have about 3 different sample photos to adjust the colors to the way you want. Okay, so now let's talk about gaming. Oh man, this does have a gaming mode, so while you're playing a game, you don't have to worry about like getting all these notifications getting in your way of while you're gaming, because in the game mode you are actually able to block all those notifications, keep them in the background until you exit out of your game. Okay, I played Shadowgun Legends on this thing, and man, hands down the best experience I ever had playing Shadowgun Legends. I've played on a few different devices. This by far was the best experience to game on. It was the most smoothest gameplay I've ever played, like in a while actually. Like, because I've been playing the Switch for a while lately, and I also play some games like on my PC, and for a mobile device it was just so perfectly smooth, and the colors were beautiful, and it's a full-blown display. It's like there's no hole punches, there's no notches or anything like that. It's a full-blown display, so nothing's getting in the way of your gaming. It is just one great mobile gaming experience. Now I'm gonna do is go through about like 1 or 2 different benchmarks for you guys, just so you can see the scores and how it performs.
We wanted to run, we wanted to fall together. Back then our world seemed so clear. We grew so bright, shimmering lights around us. We take flight into the sky. How many worlds would you cross?
I also forgot to mention that this display actually has HDR10 as well, and the YouTube videos on this thing look so freaking great. Like I was basically like transported watching those videos, like of how nice they freaking looked. Now the speakers on this thing, so you have dual speakers. You have a speaker right here and one right here at the bottom right there in the top right corner. Kind of wish it wasn't there, because like, especially if I'm like playing a game and stuff like that, it feels like I end up blocking it at some points, like with my hand right here. So that kind of sucks in a way, but it's not too bad really. I mean, there are some phones where the speaker is actually right under the screen itself. Just something I would have preferred if they had like maybe like 2 speakers built into the screen right there, so I'm not blocking anything. And another complaint that I have about the phone is that what if by accidentally I end up putting my phone in my pocket, and at the same time I press the button, the power button right here, the wake button, and the camera ends up popping up while it's in my pocket? Kind of like is a little nerve-wracking for me. But with the case, actually, I don't really see that happening too often, unless I really put like pressure onto it. Like, unless I really put like some effort into it. But without the case, it's a little bit more sensitive. So that's pretty much it. Like, this was basically like my somewhat unboxing first impressions showcase of the OnePlus 7 Pro. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It's probably right now my favorite phone of all time that I've ever owned. It feels great, it looks amazing, and it just runs like a champ. It's so freaking awesome, especially that 90 hertz refresh rate. It's just an all-around great phone, especially viewing movies. Holy crap. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time, another video. Take care.